Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. Right here with Spears.
How y'all feel out there?
Steinberg. What time is it? Game time.
You know, this is the first reading of the emails since the new year. So may old acquaintance be forgot, and I don't know the words. Oh, Steve. All right. Ass whoop. We got 2 more emails regarding ass whoopings that came late. I wish they would have all came when we read them, I think, last week. That way, could have all got them out there. But nonetheless, ass whoopings is something that we all hold near and dear to our butt cheeks. From Keith Luce, memorable ass whooping. Black people whoop, or beat their kids' ass, never whip. White people spank their kids. Black kids pray for spankings. Why you say never whip? Black people whip their kids' ass? Yeah, whip, nigga. In the summer of 1971, my family had recently moved from an all-black neighborhood, the north side of inner city Milwaukee, 15th Street, to the northwest corner of Milwaukee, and an integrated 90% white, 10% black neighborhood, 98th Street. It wasn't long that I became friends with 2 white boys that were actual brothers that lived around the corner. Craig was 3 years older than me, and Kevin was 1 year younger. They also had a younger year. They also had a younger sister named Michelle. One day while playing at their homes, Michelle began to roll on the floor, stomp her feet, and slap her hands on the floor, all while screaming at the top of her lungs. I asked Kevin and Craig what was going on, and they told me that Michelle wanted something. Her father said no, and that she was throwing a fit. In an attempt to get what she wanted, I asked them if throwing a fit, and he puts in parentheses, white magic, really worked. They said it did for her. I was in awe. This was a magical neighborhood that we moved to. White magic. Spells were everywhere. I was introduced to all the white magic spells, like talking back to your parents, walking away from your parents while they are talking to you, and being grounded. In the old neighborhood, white magic didn't exist. If one kid did something, all the kids in close proximity to that kid got beat because not one of them other kids stopped the offending kid from doing whatever they did. And if the offense happened a distance from home, every black tax-paying adult had the right to whoop your ass as you walked home. It was all considered a warm-up for your parents to really whoop your ass when you got home. Anyway, I decided to duplicate Michelle's throwing a fit white magic technique at my home the next time I wanted something. My parents told me I could not have it. Oh, ass whoopings are brewing. I don't remember what I wanted. I just remember that I was told no. I was lying on the family floor watching TV, the family room floor watching TV. My father was sitting on the couch behind me and told me no. Here was my chance. I immediately started rolling on the floor, kicking my feet, punching the floor, and screaming. From the corner of my eye, I peeked out to see the effects the white magic fit spell had set in motion. The results were not what I anticipated. My father levitated from the couch, landed softly, assumed an athletic wide stance position, snatched one of the flailing ankles in mid-kick, lifted me upside down into the air with his left hand, and stiff-armed me outward, dangling in the air like a fish on a line. I touched the floor, attempting to gain some type of control. Bad move. That's just upside-down running. You do not run. That only angered him more, and he raised me higher in the air. Being right-handed, he had a tryout with the Milwaukee Braves as a left fielder and did 300 push-ups every morning. He proceeded to beat me with his athletic right hand, all while telling me I was acting a fool by kicking his floor and that I better not bring any more of that white kid mess into his house. I don't remember how long it actually lasted, although it was a considerable length of time. I do remember it's very difficult to defend yourself while hanging by one ankle in the air, hoping not to get hit by accident in the balls, and that I had made a terrible mistake. I slept well that night. Nothing like sleep after a good whooping. Oh, that's funny.
See, there. I didn't grow up with white magic,
Right.
and this is where I think, depending on era, how long. Let me redo this. The one kid that I knew, and it was a white kid. Like, I don't know what he was.
Keep going.
I don't know if he was I don't know what kind of white he was. He was just American white, and his parents were the intellectuals, and he was in a gifted program. And that's the kid that no matter what, he could get away with anything that he wanted to do. And that's the kid that had white magic. That's the kid that I learned that you could get away with stuff from. But I could never have gotten away with any of that shit. And other white kids that I knew, if you knew what someone's ethnicity is, I guess, is that the right word?
Right, ethnicity. Yeah.
Yeah, if you knew that they were Hispanic, if they were Italian, if you knew where their old country was, I don't think you get away with that shit. But the intellectuals, we don't beat our children, we don't,
Right.
we do time, we do all this is how we got here. And I'm going to say today, I think that white magic works for black kids though too. I know I've seen black kids do some shit and get away with it that I never would have gotten away with
Recently. Yeah, listen, I one of my old sayings, dude, is, white tigers exist. There's always exceptions to every rule. So yes, I'm sure there are some black kids that don't. That's not the norm. And certainly the black kids that don't get it, I don't know. I don't know how they was raised or what the belief system is in that house in terms of their culture and how deeply rooted they are. But excuse me, Jesus, my puppet is trying to get in on this.
You haven't even ate anything or drank anything.
But yeah, man, there's exceptions. I've even, again, read on social media a couple times where black people have had the discussion and want to say that us whooping our kids is something we shouldn't be doing. And I don't know if that has anything to do with this new age, this new era we're in of softness. But I hope for dear God, black people, we don't turn that corner. Because like I said, as long as you're not abusing them, discipline is needed to make a motherfucker turn out right.
I definitely think there is a line.
Right.
And but corporal punishment exists for a reason. People get it. You can't. I don't think that's the go-to all the time. I think there's some reasoning, but geez, I learned a lot from from getting spanked, whooped, however you want to put it. Yeah,
right.
I learned.
Dude, there's two skits I wanted to shoot. One is they're both parodies, but one is a parody on those Kraft macaroni and cheese commercials. And I think I even saw the one where there's the black mom telling her black daughter to eat the vegetables, and she's defiant. And at one point, they show the little girl running away from her mother, and her mother with the broccoli on a fork. And she goes, "You're not having something dessert until you have one more bite." And the kid's like, "No." So, of course, with every commercial, in comes the Kraft macaroni and cheese, and then they play that, Kraft macaroni and cheese. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That angelic music. I just wanted to do one where the black kid is telling his parents he's not going to eat. And it's still going to show the product for Kraft macaroni and cheese, but you just see the father chasing the kid with the belt strap in his hand in slow motion to that. And just Kraft macaroni and cheese. I don't know if there's a specific tagline, but it's something to the extent of don't get your ass whooped over Kraft macaroni and cheese. Something like that. Because I look at those commercials, especially when I see black kids, and I just go, give me a fucking break. Stop it. Get our ass. Ain't no negotiating with your fucking parents, nigga.
Dude, there's a commercial right now where it's a Ryder French fries.
Right.
And it's like the kid's not. You have a bite of that, I give you 2 of these French fries.
Right.
Nah.
Yeah, no. I look at that in envy because I just go, I wish I grew up with negotiations in my house. Like I wish I could tell my mother no and make her chase me with a broccoli on a fork.
No, in my house, my dad, I didn't eat vegetables. Like I didn't like them.
Right.
And he would just say, "That's fine. You can't leave the table." This is his negotiation. You can't leave the table till that shit's gone.
Right. And you would eat it.
Well, sometimes I'd wait. I'd wait
and wait it out.
I'd wait and wait and wait, but there was no waiting it out. You had to eat it. You had to eat it. Like I'd come back. He'd come back an hour later, and I would think that he was going to let me go, and he'd go, "You have to eat it."
Right.
My sister, who ate vegetables, she started getting cool about it because she would eat them so we could go play.
Right.
And then my dad found that out, and then I had to eat twice as much as that she ate. So it didn't work out that way.
Right.
And I tried to slide rinse off my plate real fast, and turn on the garbage disposal. He caught on to that real quick.
Right.
No, there was no win. There was no win. You had to eat it.
The second spoof I wanted to do was it's like a movie trailer for the latest Purge movie. And it was where black kids were within a certain amount of time, like the Purge, you had a certain amount of time to do what you wanted, could disrespect their parents within a time block, curse them out, tell them suck my dick, smack them, just talk crazy to them, basically do white magic. So they had a certain block of time where they could get away with white magic. And of course, some of the jokes being, you seeing the parents take this shit. And normally, like, I would knock this little motherfucker out, but it's the Purge. But just as the apex is just at the end, this one kid is in the middle of cussing his parents the fuck out. And you nigga cocksucker motherfucker. And it's 12:01. So he's a minute over the limit. And he realizes he's a minute over the limit. It's like, dun, 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 dun.
That's really good. It just ends with that in the kid's face.
Yeah. So it's like the Black Purge for children.
That's funny.
All right, this is from my boy, Bathtub Soaker, Culture K, Pittsburgh, ass whooping, New Year's, Soul, Steinmaster 1000, Aries, the Animal Steel. When I was a kid, our family drove from Toronto to Pittsburgh, a 6-hour drive. This was the day before New Year's as we got together as an extended family in Pittsburgh. At this time, I wore those button pants on the side of my track pants. So cut to the night before the countdown to New Year's. Somehow I was involved in an argument with my brothers. As the countdown begun from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And at 1, my ass got slapped out of nowhere. Like 4th of July with fireworks aggressively exploding. As I got slapped, my button pants fell to the ground and I was shamed and embarrassed. Hell, I quickly ran to the nearest washroom, shut the door. I laid up in the tub like Will Smith did with his dog in I Am Legend. I ended up sleeping in the washroom until, damn, it stops there. The email.
It stops?
Yeah, it says until, and then there's nothing left.
He's still there.
Yes.
That's why he's still in the wash tub.
Yes. He got slapped into the bathtub, nigga.
That's why.
And that's why he stays in the bathtub, nigga. Motherfucker got slapped so hard, he backpedaled all the way into the tub.
Still there to this very day.
All right.
The origin story.
That's the origin story. We just learned how Spider-Man became Spider-Man. Okay. This is from Scott Margolis. Long-time listener, first-time emailer. Love what you guys are doing. Aries, love all the impressions you keep bringing back from my favorite memories of all the years you crushed it on Mad TV. If I could request, please do your Roger Murtaugh via Lethal Weapon impression all the time. My favorite skit is The Steakhouse. As far as the podcast, love the content, love the realness, Love the humor and love the kinetic energy between you both. Best regards, Scott Margolis. Well, thank you, Scott. I had so much fun doing that skit, even though physically it looks ridiculous because Pat Kilbane, who's playing Mel Gibson, is 10 times taller than me, and I'm a short Danny Glover when it should be the other way around. But, I had fun doing that.
Is that the one where you do the neck thing?
Yeah. They have a steak restaurant. And, that's one of those where I would never, outside of Mad TV and that skit, I would never do that impression because I don't really think it's much of an impression. But it's one of those things that you discovered along the way. And it all just made sense. It all tied in together in terms of the writing and everybody's performance, and Pat Kilbane, who did an amazing Mel Gibson. So thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Anything you want to add to that?
And thanks. Thanks for...
Yeah, thanks for Andy. Miles Crawley. Nothing but respect. Much respect to the God of War and San Andreas. What's going on, guys? I haven't sent in an email in quite some time. So here are some thoughts. Aries, you are without a doubt my favorite comedian of all time. Your realness is one of the major reasons why I respect you so much. As an aspiring comic, I aim to become like you. Your connection with your fans is very beautiful. I'm sure other comics have a connection with their fans, but not like you. I know you aren't where you should be in terms of your fame, but your fans love you, my nigga. And that should always make you sleep good at night, in my opinion. I remember hearing you talk about how long your money is on the Breakfast Club, then hearing you on the pod vent about the customer service issues. I'm like, damn, this nigga famous and still complains like a middle-class citizen. Andy, I just can't bring myself to hate you like the others on your views. If anything, I always appreciate your honesty, and like you always say, it opens the door to conversation. Keep doing the damn thing. Also, when is a good time to send emails between the recording time for the episodes? When is a good time to send emails between? Just send them. Don't get in before and in between. P.S. Aries, you stuck in the 80s and 90s. Real niggas wear Vans too. They are my church shoes. LOL. Man, you go to church with Vans on, nigga, instead of what you wearing to church? People usually dress up on their Sunday's best for church.
It can be some nice Vans.
Yeah, but those are like gym shoes, right?
They have not all of them. Some of them have the, how most like gym shoes have the white sole, that white.
Right.
They do them in black too. You can hide some Vans.
Okay. I'm gonna get some water real quick. Hold on. It ain't gonna be cold. It's room temperature, which I hate.
Dude, I can't drink cold water.
Cold water revitalizes the body. Chill when it goes down. Oh, damn.
That's why your stomach's a puppet.
No, not because of water.
You should get a water commercial.
Oh shit, I should get a whole lot of commercials.
Dude, I've been buying this Hawaiian water that we had in Brea.
Oh, yeah.
I ordered it. I'm fucking spending too much money for water. Hawaiian water, everybody. Tell if you get some, tell everybody you heard it on here. So maybe they sponsor us. It's the best water I ever had.
The bottle should have been made to look like a big Hawaiian toe.
Maybe 10 toes, like Hank Taylor.
Joshua Pillow versus Hello, Aries and Andy. A friend of mine had brought up the topic of who could go against Jay-Z in a versus battle. He put up a meme. A meme, or is it meme?
Meme.
Meme. A meme that said he's trying to find what Jay-Z did to be considered the greatest of all time. He furthered his point by saying that any Southern rapper could go toe-to-toe with Jay-Z. All right, I'm going to stop there. First of all, I know I am New York City through and through, a.k.a. Ray Gibson. I know I'm an East Coast dude. I'm all Timbs and New York fitted. But this is where I draw the line. No disrespect to the South, but no Southern rapper is equipped verbally, wittingly, in terms of wit, quickness, and wordplay to fuck with Jay-Z. When Jay-Z said, New York, home of the spitters, I don't care. And I know people are biased to their region, but let's put bias aside. We talk about real talk here. When we talk about motherfuckers who spit bars, your top 10 ain't from the South. Your top 10 might have one Southern nigga in it, and I'm being kind. Stop it. There isn't a Southern rapper breathing that can fuck with Jay-Z. Knock it off. All right, let me get back to this.
There's more. You just want to go in. Right there.
That's offensive. He said to further that point that Jay-Z couldn't even beat Nas. I definitely thought that was bullshit. I could only come up with a few Southern rappers who could come close to battling Jay-Z. I said T.I., nope. Outkast, nope. Ludacris, nope. Lil Wayne. Now, I've heard people say Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, out of all of them, would probably stand the best chance. But again, bar for bar, hit for hit, magnitude for magnitude, nah. Remember, he's not a businessman. He's a businessman. Even the names, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, maybe Scarface or 3 6 Mafia, hell no and hell no. Even though the names that I brought up are kind of a stretch, to be honest though, people have brought up Jay-Z and the versus battle thing, but the rapper who really can't be touched in a versus battle is Busta Rhymes. Excuse me. That's just my opinion. Who do you believe could go up against Jay-Z in a versus battle? Also, I was thinking they should do a movie versus battle. If they did a movie versus, who do you think could go up against Robert De Niro and Al Pacino? Well, movie-wise, that's not even close to the same thing as rap. I mean, shit, anybody. Denzel, Morgan Freeman, Jack Nicholson could go up against Robert De Niro and Pacino. Any one of those guys are just as worthy, depending on who you talk to. Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio. But as far as the rap thing, I keep hearing people say Busta Rhymes. I don't see it. If you're talking about from an energy standpoint, maybe. But as far as hits, I don't see it.
Have you ever seen when Jay-Z talks about other people's cadence or talks about their abilities and he imitates them?
Mm-hmm.
Not like trying to get it exactly, but just he's so on point. I don't think anybody...
His breakdown.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think anybody could... I really don't, because he'd come back at you as you. I mean, you can't...
Right.
He is... how technical he is. I don't.
Yeah, his ability with wordplay is so vicious, and connecting dots is just why I don't see it. And maybe I'm making the mistake of people say that verses is not about necessarily ability. It's about hit songs. Because if it were about ability, then yeah, Jay-Z hands down. But even when I go hit songs, yeah, hits. Jay put out bangers. Yeah, ability, Jadakiss and Nas are right there with Jay-Z. But again, we talking about bangers, hits. Nah, undisputed, man. I think undisputed. But again, no disrespect to the Southern boys, but nah, yo.
You don't think Biggie was alive?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. That's the most tragic thing about Biggie with rap. Because people will go, well, you know, he only had 2 albums. True indeed. And, you know, it sucks to play the if, woulda, shoulda game. But I really believe if Biggie had lived, wow, where would he be now? Because to be that monsterfully talented, where else was he going to go but up? My girl, A.B. Hello, guys. Happy holidays to both of you. It's been a great year having the weekly podcast to listen to and enjoy. Between all that's going on in the world, we can always enjoy some laughs. Thank you for reading my emails. I know you have a lot of options, and I am humbled that you share my thoughts on the podcast. The Sesame Street documentary was great. Everything that you guys talked about was spot on. Growing up poor in the Bronx, I always enjoyed watching it. I too was confused with Electric Company, but I did watch it from time to time. Seeing the old footage of NYC back in the days, I can't help but to be grateful for how New York City built and cleaned up. Love you, AB, but $10 a lot of boom boom. Throughout the many years, especially after the crack era, the 80s, phew. The discussion about Roosevelt Franklin and outward thoughts about how black people are constantly shooting themselves in the foot by complaining, you both are right, especially as you paralleled it to today's political climate. Great job, Aries, with the return to Gary Owen's podcast and the No Jumper podcast. It is nice to see you connecting the dots with your peers. No one can deny your longevity in this comedy game. The home base is this product. You are doing a great job advertising. Keep up the great work. I look forward to seeing what's ahead for the both of y'all. A.B.
Thanks, AB.
Yeah, man. It's good to know she's still in tune and is with us. Okay. D-Matic, the producer. I want to feel like, and I read this. Not sure, but fuck, I think I may have read this. Action guys. What's up, A&A? Out of all the action guys you talked about, like Sly Arnold, Wesley Snipes, and Bruce Willis, how come y'all never talk about guys like Michael Jai White and Scott Adkins? I personally think that Michael Jai White is the black version of Bruce Lee, and Scott Adkins is, you shaking your head, you know these guys?
No, you haven't read it. You haven't read it before.
Oh, okay. Scott Adkins is the better version of Jason Statham, in my opinion. Anyway, with all that being said, here's a list of movies you two should watch. Movies starring Mike Jai White: Blood and Bone, Never Back Down 1 and 2, Falcon Rising, Triple Threat, Undisputed 2, Last Man Standing. Movies with Scott Adkins: The Avengement, Seized, Debt Collector 1, Debt Collector 2, Legacy of Lies. P.S. You should come out to the Shreveport, Louisiana in the future. Oh, and before I forget, Aries, out of all the Denzel movies you talk about, I never hear you talk about The Taking of Pelham 123 with John Travolta, The Manchurian Candidate, Out of Time, Fences, Safe House with Ryan Reynolds. I want to know how you feel about those movies. I never saw Taking of Pelham 123.
It's John Travolta, and I like John Travolta.
Right.
Just didn't buy it.
Mm. How was Denzel though?
I mean, it was Denzel.
So he was good.
But you have to play off your bad guy.
And he wasn't.
It just didn't feel. John Travolta. Some of John Travolta's bad guys are not. I like one of my. I told you one of my favorite movies, Get Shorty. John Travolta. I mean, we talked about it. You didn't. You thought someone else could. I thought he did a great job in it.
Right,
dude. And with Travolta, to me, I guess it's either I love what he does in it or I hate it.
Right,
and that I didn't like him in that.
All right, The Manchurian Candidate. I saw it. Could take it or leave it. I'm not saying it was bad, but just the subject matter, politics, and I could have just took it or left it. Out of Time, I enjoyed that one. The one with Sanaa Lathan and Dean Cain. I enjoyed that one. That was good. Fences, listen, I get it. Great dramatic piece. Like I said, Viola Davis did a thing. Her snot deserved its own Oscar. I've been standing here with you.
I thought we talked about Fences, though, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't have to like you. I'm your father. Huh? Cool. Safe House with Ryan Reynolds. Maybe it's because I saw it once. It was like Andy said, it was Denzel. I didn't dislike Ryan Reynolds, and I'm a fan of Ryan Reynolds. I think that's one of those I got to see again. I think I saw it when I was kind of sleepy, so I didn't really give it much attention. But yeah, man.
What's the one with who's the New Kids on the Block's brother? Not the brother.
Donnie Wahlberg.
No, who's the other one though?
Mark.
Mark. Yeah, Mark.
Yeah.
What's the Mark Wahlberg?
Oh, the one with Denzel?
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking
Dude,
about.
that movie
I
was
enjoyed
actually
that.
that was funny. That was
Yeah.
that was a buddy film.
Yeah.
You know,
I enjoyed that.
It had action, but it was funny, and they
Yeah.
didn't like each other, but they liked
Right,
each other.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one we never talk about. And I can't remember the name of it.
Right. Listen, man, I don't know who Scott Adkins is. I actually know, and I'm cool with Mike Jai White. Quick funny story. On my right tricep is the tattoo of my first girlfriend, Julie. And I remember when she and I stopped dating, you know, you still try to smash your ex-girlfriend from time to time. And then she was like, well, you know, I'm dating somebody right now. And I was like, oh, word? And, you know, I've always had a jealous, immature personality. So I thought to myself, you know, man, if I go over her house, whoever this new nigga is, she fucking, I swear to God, if it's going to take everything in me and not whoop this nigga's ass. And so finally me and her were talking. I was like, who the fuck is this new dude? You fucking. She was like, Mike Jai White. I said, man, I wish y'all the very best. Wish y'all happiness, children, whatever the fuck y'all want to do. Andy, I don't know if you know much about him. That's a bad motherfucker, man. Like, he's a real martial artist. He's a bad motherfucker, dude. This nigga's swole, jacked, ripped.
No, I know who he is.
Yeah. And he'll beat the shit out you, yo.
Not me, because I'm not going over his girl's house.
But to answer your question, and not to say that they can't be great movies, because sometimes you go and see great action movies with the big names and they suck. But sometimes when it comes to certain things like movies, I tend to, you know, be drawn in by the bright lights and the big names. So again, not to say that they are, but a lot of those movies felt to me like C-level action movies. So I just thought, you know, why would I be interested in that? But they could be good movies, man.
I don't think I've seen.
Not one of them.
I don't think so.
Is it something you think you might invest in?
Yeah, I mean, I would if someone recommended it to me, and you know, and there's plenty of times that when I'm at home and want to check out a movie, and I'll go to the list of movies that people have sent in and go try to check something out. I've been watching the Pinky Blinders because of
that's the TV series, though, right?
Yeah, because people kept saying it,
Right.
and so like, you know, it's just hard. You got to remember. I got to keep going back to it. That's the only thing. There's a lot out there right now.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And now, not that anybody, I don't know how many people care. I know you don't care. That's why I'm saying it this way. But there's the new Disney series that Boba Fett's out. The Boba Fett's
I'm not gonna.
got to be on that, man. Got to
Yeah,
watch it.
dude. I like I said, my Star Wars geekdom left me, you know,
These series
after the 80s versions.
These series are good, man. The Mandalorian series was good. Yeah, the series are good. And you know what? Why you should check them out? You know what they remind me of, especially the Disney, the Mandalorian. It reminds me of the 80s, the half an hour or hour, whatever it was, like the Hulks and the Wonder Womans. It reminds me of those,
Right.
because it's just it has a different feel to it. It just has a different feel to it. The storytelling, the way it's done, it seems like a simpler time of storytelling, the way they do it. It's good. I really do like them, even though there's like, you know, effects and stuff in them. The stories it makes sense to me.
Right. I think the one clip I saw with Mike Jai White is he's in a prison bathroom and he's about to get jumped by like 3 dudes, and one of them is Kimbo Slice. And, you know, he's got his orange prison uniform on, but it's like rolled down to his waist. He's got no shirt on. And I guess, you know, something about niggas that are muscular and cut up, when you put oil on them, they just look deadlier. You know, this nigga looks greasy. You know, and I said in the 70s with the black boxers, niggas was just strong and greasy. It's just something real intimidating about a nigga that skin looked like patent leather about to whoop your ass.
I'm very careful about what I want to say next, because You're so close to going somewhere I don't want you to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Me?
Uh-huh.
Well, damn, now you've kind of cracked open a can of worms. Where would I go? I can only go there if you lead me to it.
No.
Are you afraid that you're going to say something that'll lead me to it?
Yeah. Well, now it's too late. You're right. It's a character that you do.
It's a greasy black man in this cell. You've got to love the greasy black man in this cell. It looks dangerous because when you mix the black oil with the black skin, everything turns to midnight. And in the night, you can't see what comes at you. So if you're going to be attacked viciously by the black skin and the black oil mixed with the black sweat, all you have is a shiny, like shark that comes at you in the flesh. That when it penetrates your skin, you feel the veins mix into the insides of your buttocks. And before you know it, you feel the tiny orifice growing inside your womb like Sigourney Weavers from Aliens. And you feel your stomach palpitate and it get ready to explode and give birth from out the abdomen. But instead of it being an alien, it is Michael Jai White's cock. It's a shiny, black, wet, oily cock from inside you as it penetrates you from the back. I am Thespian.
Dude, out of all your characters, I hate that one.
You might not be alone.
And as soon as you said black patent leather, I was like, oh my God, it's coming. It's coming. And I was prepared for it. That's the only thing. I was just leaning in, and then you didn't do it. And I was like, but I was stuck because I didn't know what to say at that point.
And you already had opened up the can of words, so you had to commit.
Yeah, but it was just, I was like, oh, he's going to do it. And then.
Oh, okay. Sorry, folks. That was Andy's fault. This is from Sean Ramshore. Adam Sandler flicks. Yo, Aries and Andy, what's good, homies? Kicking myself in the ass because I missed out on an opportunity to see you perform live in Boston and Providence. Hopefully, both of you are fucking bad, big booty bitches whenever y'all slide through New England. Yeah, the chat is different on a big booty bitch kid.
Instead of having those chowder in the bread bowl,
right?
Just straight out of the booty.
Just straight out of the booty, kid. It's nothing like chowder straight out of the cheeks. There's a pungentness to it. You know it's not the clams, kid. Wicked, son. I would never do it myself. I mean, fucking booty juice out of the clam bowl of an ass. It's just not to die for. All right. Anyway, Aries, do you fuck with Adam Sandler and his movies? I think he was fucking hilarious on SNL. And his 90s movies are the stuff of legend. Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, the movie he did with Damon Wayans, Waterboy, Wedding Singer, Mr. Deeds, Click. He always seems to get a bunch of shitty films too as of late. What you guys take? Would y'all grab a brewski? Would y'all grab a brewski with the A-Dog, or would you all pass? Much love from the big booty smasher, Shiz. Dude, I know sometimes, because I'm very critical, maybe sometimes overly critical, to where people would say, and I've been described as a hater, which again, I think is insulting because it means I can't have an opinion. Part of me feels like I'm supposed to lie here, but I'm not going to, but I want to be honest. Adam Sandler to me is an acquired taste. And when you go, he was funny on SNL. I never got, oh, shit. I never understood, and I forget what the character was called, but he would sing. Remember?
He was doing Eddie Vedder. He was doing an impression.
But it was Opera Man. It was, I think it was called Opera Man.
That's different.
That shit, one shit. Yeah. I never understood why that was funny. And a lot of his characters he did to me were just weird. Now, movie-wise, I know the big craze was the movie he did with Bob Barker and the big fight scene, the Happy Madison, the golf movie.
It's Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
And he did it with the dude from Rocky.
Carl Weathers.
Dude, that's so funny.
Okay. It didn't do for me what it did for everybody else. Billy Madison, I thought was cute. Yeah, I enjoyed the movie with him and Damon Wayans, and I enjoyed the 100 yards, the football.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. But most of his stuff, the Water Boy, which was another big hit, I don't.
So funny, dude.
Really?
So funny.
Them characters, that's what's funny.
It was funny. And in the one that I really liked that he named in there was now I'm gonna forget the name of it. The one where he inherits all the money.
Mr. Deeds?
Yeah. Dude, that's a remake too. I love the Mr. Deeds. But who I really liked in it is the butler. Who's the
John Turturro.
Dude, so good on it. Sneaky. Very sneaky.
Yeah, I almost like other people in his films more than him. You know, Anger Management. Jack Nicholson was hilarious in that.
But, you know, like you just said, I don't think that he cares if someone's funny or carries a scene and does. But dude, and he said hang out with him. Dude, he's one of the most real dudes in Hollywood.
Yes. And for a dude to be that giving on his own projects, you can't fault that. Lord knows he gonna keep trying to stuff Nick Swartzen's down our throat. Jeez.
So is Nick Swartzen.
Man. I recently saw they had on cable the other day that movie with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. And I'm just like, Nick Swartzen, Jesus Christ, man. He needs to kiss Adam's ass. Like, y'all keep trying to force this motherfucker on us.
Dude, there's sometimes when Nick Swartzen's really funny in those movies. Scotty, you know what? And this is why I really like Adam Sandler. And you said Nick Swartzen. Dude, he lets him go on, and he knows that there's one or two things that's going to happen. It's either going to be hysterically funny, or it's
silly,
or just dumb and still funny, but just dumb.
Right.
And lets it happen, and he rolls with it. How cool is someone who has this? Dude, he could have went anywhere that he wanted to go. He stayed a comic. He has fun. What's the movie? The Apatow movie that he did.
The serious one almost.
Yeah.
Where he's the comedian with the sickness, right?
Yeah. Or says that
I forget what that's called.
Dude, that movie, honestly, I love that.
But that was less comedy though.
Yeah, and it was a little darker, but there was still comedy in it.
Right.
I mean, I think he does. How many people get to do what they want to do in this business?
Yeah. Yeah. I just, you know, I think sometimes I'm doing comedy wrong, man. You know, I need to go, apple pie. Anybody want apple pie? Cherry pie.
There's a certain amount of silliness. There's a certain amount of comedy. I do like him. But that isn't what he became the most famous for.
Yeah, it is.
No, not
comedically?
Not for being Opera Man. Opera Man was...
No, but that all launched him.
Yeah, but it was silly. That was part of the silliness. But there was other things that he was doing at the same time that was funnier. Yeah. I didn't think Opera Man was the funniest. But you know, we're talking about a show that making copies is who was that? Who's the copy?
Rob
guy?
Schneider.
Yeah, you know, it's that's part of that show is to find like these little windows.
Little nuggets of doo-doo.
I have a lot of, like when you said, dude, do I fuck with that? I do. Right. I think Adam Sandler is one of the most, I don't know him personally, but from what you read, from what you see, from how he acts, from the way they show him walking in his basketball shorts and his t-shirts, he's the last real dude walking around that makes things happen.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give you that.
So I definitely would like to have, hey, Adam, if you by any chance accidentally listen to this podcast, I'd love to have a beer with you.
Oh, you want to have a beer? You want to have a beer? We have a beer together.
Dude, Shaq is funny in Adam Sandler's movies.
Shaq is Shaq. Shaq is Shaq. It's so funny. Like, and I said, I love watching Inside the NBA on TNT. I've often said that it's sometimes more entertaining than the games themselves. But you could see, there's no secret, Shaq loves to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see sometimes where he goes for the funny in places he shouldn't, and he overdoes it, or it comes off corny. Like, he doesn't know when to pull back sometimes. And everything is so sometimes predictably over the top.
But sometimes when it's your honesty, it's funny. It's still funny. Because it's his honest place. Yeah, maybe he didn't pull back, but honestly, to him, that was the funny choice.
Yeah.
But there's nothing better than Shaq that's funny, and then 2 seconds later, he's the most serious Shaq you can be when he says something, and you go, okay.
Right.
How many people? This should be the podcast, and this should be the name of this podcast. Who's still real? Because Shaq could do whatever the fuck he wants to do,
right?
And he does what he wants to do. And it's not about anything else but what Shaq wants to do.
Right.
And I think that's an Adam Sandler, that's Shaq. Who else is like that? Very few people come out of this business winning and getting to be who they are.
Yeah, well, the ones with the money that are highly successful.
Yeah, but they still had to stay who they were and got that money. That's tough. Most people become something else and get that money. Or they become a character of themselves and get that money.
Right.
These guys stayed who they are. You know what? There's this moment where when we talk about Shaq, when Shaq, U of A plays, where did Shaq go to school?
LSU.
LSU beats U of A, and Brian Williams was on the team, and he was played against Shaq, and Shaq was younger, and I think they thought that Brian might have an edge, but Shaq outplayed Arizona. Shaq outplayed Arizona.
Right.
LSU beat him, but Shaq outplayed Arizona. And there's this moment where Shaq is dancing, and Brian tries to be normal, come up and say, good game. Try to give him a hug, slow him down from being over the top,
right?
Grandiose. You beat us, but calm down.
Right.
Shaq didn't have anything, wouldn't have any of it. Just basically pushed Brian out of the way, and his jubilance at that celebration. And I'm U of A. Right. I appreciated it. I hated it, but at the same time, I was like, that dude didn't win. He had fun. He is enjoying this ride. And there's so much more in life when you are that person.
Right.
I don't know. I have complete respect that's why I have respect for Adam Sandler, like Shaq. There's other people that I'm not thinking about right now, but very few. It's very few.
Enjoy the ride, folks. That's the moral of the story. Oh, God, almost got a little Al Pacino there.
Maybe your puppet is part of Al Pacino.
That's the stomach puppet, Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I feel it coming. It's a little bit of burrito, taquito, vodka, some chicken wings, and truffle fries. It's all coming to a head right now. Here it is. Ooh. Oh, boy. It's like a party in the belly. All right.
That should have a conversation with Jim Carrey's ass.
Oh, that's funny. Jim Carrey's ass talking to Aries' stomach. It sits in me, but it's coming out of you. We'll be ready when I does. I can't do Jim Carrey's ass, but
dude, when you saw Jim Carrey do that,
yeah,
it's Tone Loc that he's doing that scene.
Yes.
Was that one of the funniest things you ever seen in your whole life?
Listen, that to me, look, it's just as silly as a lot of what Adam Sandler does, but that made me laugh
hysterically.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question,
right,
dude? I was never the same after that moment.
Right.
I was like, how can someone think of something so stupid and be so funny and no one else has thought it does?
Right. Right.
To me, it was the most genius moment
that
I've ever seen. And it's ridiculous. And it was genius.
Absolutely. Ray Vega, episode 318, God damn it, Andy. Let me know if I read this before. I don't think I did, but greetings and salutations, gentlemen. This is my first time writing in. I was going to wait to write you until I was fully caught up with the podcast 4 episodes from now. But God damn it, Andy. Elf better than Bad Santa? What the fuck? Andy, I usually get you and agree with the majority of your opinions. But when it comes to movies, Billy Bob Thornton voice, what is it with you anyway? Someday, somebody drop you, like in that movie. What is it with you anyway? Somebody drop you on your fucking head? Will Ferrell, in my most humble and honest opinion, completely overrated as a comedic actor. He plays the same lame character in every movie, with the exception of Anchorman. Billy Bob Thornton killed that shit, son. He makes you hate him as a person from the get. Then you start to feel for him as the movie progresses, and by the end, you still kind of hate him. But you also love him for what he does for the kid. Side note, Aries, here's a white guy that got shot by the cops and ends up in jail. LOL. That's my 2 cents, fellas. Keep giving us the pure, uncut yayo we've all come to love every week. P.S. I haven't written to you guys because I listened to Aries and started the book from the beginning. Good boy. I listened about the podcast and started listening to you guys when you were in Phoenix earlier this year. You visited Holmberg's Morning Sickness to promote your shows. Shout out to those guys because without them, I would have never found out about you guys. Chinese accent. Until next time, sayonara, my partners.
Yeah, don't like Bad Santa, man. I can't explain. But you know what? He brought up a very good point that's missed. I have a weird taste in movies.
Yeah, you do, but comedically, man, you should know better than that.
I just didn't like Billy Bob in the movie, I guess. I don't know what it is. It's something about it. It just didn't appeal to me. And when you said you fucking hate him at first and then you like him because of the kid and then you kind of hate him, I just didn't care for. That was the problem. He didn't get me to hate him. He didn't get me to like him.
Right.
He didn't get me.
Right.
That's it. That's really the problem with it.
All right.
He didn't move me. He wasn't. I needed him to be worse, I guess.
But then the fact that, like you said, there was this redeeming moment within that and all that hysteria and all his darkness that, gave you it wasn't just all one dimensional.
But it's so formulaic. It's a very normal movie.
Most movies are formulaic.
It didn't.
That's all movies.
And he wasn't even the bad guy. The elf is the bad guy. The black elf.
Right.
He's the bad guy. He's the one who pulls him back. He wants to get out. He's always sorry. And I did like Elf, and I still like Elf. And it's a dumb Christmas movie. But it is. But it is what it's supposed to be. It isn't supposed to be anything different than that. It is what it's supposed to be.
All right. Let me see. All right, let's do this one last one. Remember when we last week we played the game, Is This Too Thick for Andy? This guy.
Yeah, I got some too.
Well,
is he sending it?
I think he sent you the same one, right?
Yeah, but I got another guy sending it.
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah.
You have it?
Yeah, and I think they sent me. Oh, and someone sent me some for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Eric Honesty. Would Aries say no?
Yeah. This one's the one.
Yeah. So here's my submissions for Would Aries Say No. These are my favorite Instagram ladies. All are so fine, but let me know. See what you think.
And I like this list better than the list I got.
Okay, so we'll do this one. I threw in a couple white girls just to give you some options. Love the pod and never miss a week. Big ups to Andy as well. And Ghetto Barbie is my personal favorite. But I'm a Chicago nigga. And loving big asses is in our DNA. Just so you know, Eric, that is not just relegated to Chicago, nigga. That is relegated to all things black man. So whether you're from the South, West Coast, East Coast, Midwest, foreign and domestic, we love a big ass because you got your head all the way up it. Remember that scene? Remember that from Heat?
Yeah.
I don't know why I ever fucked with that girl because she got a great ass and you got your head all the way up it. When you watch that movie, if you look close, when he goes, she got a great ass, you can see a piece of spit land on Pacino's jacket up near his chest. And then when they cut to the other guy and then cut back to him, it's gone. So somebody wiped it off in between takes. But yeah, he spit shot right out his mouth and on his breast coat.
Because he liked his word so much.
I liked his words so much. All right, let's see. All right, here are the girls. God damn, nigga.
He gave you multiples.
And I can tell you right now, as I look through all of them, I'll fuck all of them.
I was going to say that about you. That is,
it might be one where I'm like, okay, but for the most part, all of them could have got it. So here we go. Would Aries say no? Teddy, I'm going to spell it, TEDDYBEAROSITO. She's white. She would definitely get the business. Definitely get the business.
See, I like that.
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that's too big and thick?
No, because see, I'll tell you what. See, I like the cute face. I like that there's a personality that came with it.
Right.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. This one is spelled BAHAYOGI. Bayogi. What'd you think?
See, I like that because it's balanced, it's proportioned, and it's all tight. It's not denim.
Well, you and them white guys, y'all like that tight word. Fucking dude, the butt was tight. It's fucking tight. Y'all like that tight shit. Ain't nothing wrong with a little loose booty, nigga. LETRILEYLIVE. What do you think?
See, I have a problem with this, but it has nothing to do with their body.
What's the problem?
See, I had this girl, and she would hold her phone like that.
Right.
And I just hate that. She reminds me of my ex, and I just hate that look. She was always on her phone. She always had it like that in her hand. She's always taking pictures of herself.
You got all that ass and thigh in front of your face.
Oh, I wouldn't stop.
And you focused on the phone.
I just said that picture bothers me, but I wouldn't stop.
All right.
There's no need to stop there.
Okay. RAVIELOSO. Oh, look at that. That's nice.
Love the hair.
Oh, I love the
setup.
way the ass is just hanging out of that squat.
She has boobs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, here's where...
Me and you go in different directions.
Well, no, but here's where I'm almost going in your direction. Ghetto Barbie 404. And this is his personal favorite. It ain't fat. It's definitely thick, but it is on the cusp.
It's just not me.
Too wide?
And dense. Belly button looks like it might be a little bit fucked up. Listen, this is my definition too. I'm retired, so it doesn't make a difference anyway. I don't think a belly button should be able to hold more than about 12 drops of water in it. What? When your belly button gets so deep and so fucked up, and you can hold like 22 drops of water, that's like a pool inside your belly, inside on your stomach. It should hold.
You can't swim, nigga.
It should hold like two. A nice belly button doesn't hold more than 12 drops of water.
God, this man.
That deep belly button gets me, man.
You can't. There's no pictures here, but okay. Yeah, to answer your question, Eric, all of them could get the business, as far as I'm concerned. They weren't too out of the way. Again, I always say, like I do in my joke, when the leg looks like gyro meat, that's where you lose me.
This is Justin. We met him in West Nyack.
Mm-hmm. Too thin.
Too thin?
Yeah.
Really? I think she's cute. This one?
Thin.
Cute. There you go.
She's that's Angela Simmons. That's Run from Run DMC. That's his daughter.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no. Something about her face is too run.
Would you start rapping like you're fucking her? And then
I'm gonna give you the DIC. I'm trying to do DNC. No, hell no.
No, I'm not a fan either. No, let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, now see,
Yeah.
that's past, but to me that works.
Yeah, but she's
Compact.
Compact. There's a little midget thing going on with her, but she's not a midget.
I think that's it. That was it.
Yeah, dude. Like listen. I've always asked myself, would I bang a midget? There's something about the compactness that I like, but the height is just what. That height, man. I can't fuck with that height, and everything looks, it's odd, nigga. It's just odd.
No, I met a really cute little person.
Yeah.
And if I wouldn't have already been in my relationship that I'm in,
you'd have done it.
I was gonna say I'd take it down, but it's already down. I would have just taken it.
Oh my God. Okay.
So cute.
You're weird. Like you do a midget, but you wouldn't fuck with a black girl that's super thick.
But what is super thick? Me and you have different, like that girl right there. She was a white girl, the one that you said, but I said it's compact.
So you'll fuck a midget over Gemma?
Over Gemma, yeah, definitely. It depends on which one. It's not like all.
You are insane.
Gemma does not do it for me, dude.
Oh, you are insane.
Dude, listen, if I'm in a dangerous area,
right,
and I feel like my life could be in jeopardy, I want Gemma with me. Because I want protection.
Oh my God. I want to make your announcements.
Yeah. I don't see how you don't see that she's just.
Oh, she is fucking stallion perfection, dude.
All right. So guys, that was the episode. We're going to be in, as you're listening to this, we'll be on our first day in Helium, St. Louis on the 6th of January through the 9th. Then we're going to be at our first time at the Milwaukee Improv, the 13th through the 16th. And then we're going to follow that up with Cleveland Improv, the 21st to the 23rd. And then on the 28th, Aries and I got two different gigs. Aries is going to be at the Denver Improv in Denver, and I will be back at Helium, St. Louis, but doing the garage, preparing for my recording that I'm going to be doing. So if you want to come out, see me, I'm happy to get you tickets. Please just hit us up and hit me up on my Instagram under Andy Comedy.
All right, this is Soundwave 773 Gaming. Instagram is Reflection Eternal 12. Spelled like that. REFLECTIONETERNAL 12. Again, I don't know the name of this because he just sent the link. So whatever this is, enjoy. God, I'm absolutely blown away by how many motherfuckers don't pay attention. Like they don't even think to go, if this is some sort of an opportunity, how do I line all my ducks up to give myself the best shot? I would think that that's something you have rehearsed in your head when that moment comes, when you be ready. If you only had one shot and one opportunity to get everything you wanted in one moment, would you capture it?
I'd throw up my mom's spaghetti.
That's hilarious. I didn't know if you were going to catch that.
Aries.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Oh, Happy New Year. Enjoy.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. If you'd like to know who's responsible for this shit, well, it was hosted by Aries Spears and Andy Steinberg, produced by Steve Merrick and Anthony Holmes, executive producer, Big Papa, Robert Kelly, and Matt Kleinschmidt for the Laugh Button podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit www.spearsburgpod.com.